Hi everybody, this is Gareth Winslow, New Zealand PGA Master Professional. Today I want to talk about a relatively recent swing fad, which I've actually heard about for a few years now, which is shallowing. Now it seems lots and lots of golfers seem to think that regardless of what their swing looks like, they need to have this shallowing move in the downswing, which in my opinion is total rubbish. Now, if you feel you need to shallow your club in the downswing, what I would first ask is why? Is there something wrong in your backswing that requires you to shallow the club in the downswing? Otherwise, why are you adding this random movement into your golf swing? So let's have a little look at what happens with swing plane and look at why shallowing in most cases is completely unnecessary. Okay, so I just want to make one point before we get into the swing plane here, is that if you have a massive slice, perhaps in some situations shallowing can help you. But I want to make a very important point about what shallowing tends to do in the downswing to the club face. So if we look at it this way, if I just start my backswing and I have the club head very much out in front of my hands, then the club face looks more shut. Now if the club head gets behind my hands, it tends to be more open. So the problem with the shallowing movement, if this is something that you're trying to do, is that if we get to the top and then we want to start down by doing this, it tends to open the club face a lot. So this is why you see some drills where they say, shallow the club, bow the left wrist to shut the face. But again, the way I look at this is if you have issues in your backswing which require you to get more inside out and close the club face down, why don't you just fix the backswing issues first? So let's go back to this shallowing move. Now, if you're steep at the top, like this, where the club's pointing to the right, it's pretty natural for you to want to go this way in the downswing, because otherwise, if it's over there, how would you hit the ball? So golfers who tend to cross the line or get steep at the top, pretty good chance they're going to naturally shallow the club. So nothing that they're trying to do intentionally. The other point is if we're in a more laid-off position at the top, such as someone like Jon Rahm, for example, where the club is very much over here, he would not, under any circumstances, want to shallow the club in the downswing. If anything, golfers who get the club very laid off, you might see that the club actually steepens in the downswing so the club head can get back out in front of the hand. So I think the key to understand about this shallowing concept is that shallowing happens naturally when planes tend to get a bit too steep. If someone is very much on plane, looking back at old swings of Tiger, for example, where the club is very much on plane at the top, there is basically no shallowing going on in the downswing. So this shallowing idea doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The way I look at it again, if the club is on plane in a good position at the top, there's absolutely no need to try and shallow it in the downswing. It's just something that's become popular lately, but doesn't have a lot of point to me. Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.